Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jai Sachinandana, Gaura Hare. Vatita Pavana Gaura Hare. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hare. Jaya Satchidananda Gaura Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bha, Hare Bha, Hare Bha, Hare Bha. Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtotara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravindha Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki, Prabhupada Anuga Ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Text 11 of Chapter 9. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hritsaroja ashase shrute kshitapatho nanunatha pumsam yad dhiyatu urgaya vibhavayanti tat tat vabuhu pranayase sat anugrahaya. Please repeat. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hritsaroja Aste shutekshitapato nanunatha pumsam Yad dhiyatu urugaya vibhavayanti Tat tat vabuhu pranayase sat anugrahaya. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hritsaroja Ase sutekshita patho nanunata pumsam Yad dhiyatu urugaya vibhavayanti Tat tat vapuhu pranayase sadanugrahaya. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hritsaroja Ase sutekshita patho nanunata pumsam Yad yad dhiyatu urugaya vibhavayanti tat tat vabuhu pranayase sat anugrahaya. Tvam, unto you, Bhakti Yoga in devotional service, Paribhavita, Kritsaro, Paribhavita, being 100% engaged. Paribhavita, being 100% engaged. Khrit, of the heart. Saroje, on the lotus. Ase, you reside. Shruta ikshita, seen through the ear. Patah, the path. Nanu, now. Nath, O my Lord. Pumsam, of the devotees. Yat yat, whichever. Dhiya, by meditating. Te, your, Urugaya, O multi-glorious, Vibhavayanti, they specifically think of, Tat Tat, the very same, Vapuhu, transcendental form, Pranayase, do you manifest, Sat Anugrahaya, to show your causeless mercy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation, O my Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed, and you take your seat there. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. Purport. The statement here that the Lord manifests Himself before the devotee in the form in which the devotee likes to worship Him indicates that the Lord becomes subordinate to the desire of the devotee, so much so that He manifests His particular form as the devotee demands. The demand of the devotee is satisfied by the Lord because He is pliable in terms of the transcendental loving service of the devotee. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4.11, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tang stataiva bhajamiham. We should note, however, that the Lord is never the order supplier of the devotee. Here in this verse it is particularly mentioned, Tvam Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita. This indicates the efficiency achieved through execution of matured devotional service, or prema, love of Godhead. This state of prema, can you stop that sweeping please? That's it. The state of prema is achieved by the gradual process of development from faith to love. On faith, one associates with bona fide devotees, and by such association, one can become engaged in bona fide devotional service, which includes proper initiation and the execution of the primary devotional duties prescribed in the revealed scriptures. This is clearly indicated herein by the word Shruta-ikshita. The Shruta-ikshita path is to hear from bona fide devotees who are conversant with Vedic wisdom, free from mundane sentiment. By this bona fide hearing process, the neophyte devotee becomes cleansed of all material rubbish, and thus he becomes attached to one of the many transcendental forms of the Lord as described in the Vedas. This attachment of the devotee to a particular form of the Lord is due to natural inclination. Each and every living entity is originally attached to a particular type of transcendental service because he is eternally the servitor of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya says that the living entity is eternally a servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Therefore, every living entity has a particular type of service relationship with the Lord eternally. This particular attachment is invoked by practice of regulative devotional service to the Lord. Thus, the devotee becomes attached to the eternal form of the Lord, exactly like one who is already eternally attached. This attachment for a particular form of the Lord is called Swarupa Siddhi. The Lord sits on the lotus heart of the devotee in the eternal form the devotee desires. And thus the Lord does not part from the devotee as confirmed in the previous verse. The Lord, however, does not disclose Himself to a casual or unauthentic worshipper to be exploited. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Naham prakashah sarvasya yogamaya samavritah. Rather, by yogamaya, the Lord remains concealed to the non-devotees or casual devotees who are serving their sense gratification. The Lord is never visible to the pseudo-devotees who worship the demigods in charge of universal affairs. Conclusion is that the Lord cannot become the order supplier of a pseudo-devotee, but He always is prepared to respond to the desires of a pure, unconditional devotee who is free from all tinges of material infection. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanavitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tvam Bhakti Yoga Paribhavita Hrit Saroja Ase Sutekshita Pato Nanunata Pumsam. That the lotus feet of the Lord, the residence of the Lord in the heart of the devotee, is a reality, is described here. Krishna will sit in your heart if your devotion is pure and you can meditate on His lotus feet. This is stated here. This is real. It will happen if you develop pure love for Krishna. And how it will develop? What you should do? Shrutekshita pataha. Iksha means eyes. Shruta means to hear. To see through the ears. This is why people get confused with Bhagavatam. This is why they will say it is not scientific. Why? How can you see through the ears here? No, you fool, you can. You must understand a little deeper. Seeing the Lord doesn't happen through your eyes. Your eyes are not fit to see the Lord. They are material eyes. So if you want to really see the Lord, right, it means that the soul witnesses the darshan of the Lord present. Brahma is doing that. He is actually seeing the Lord. After how many thousands of years of penance? Right? So, seeing the Lord means not just using your material eyes. Because you want to do that only, the Lord appears in the form of the deity. So that with your material eyes you can see the deity. But you should not think that it is not the Lord here. It is only a statue. That is wrong. For your sake, the Lord has come in the form of stone, metal, all these things, so that your eyes can actually see, feel, touch, serve, and do everything. With your material senses, you will be able to access that form of the Lord. Therefore, it is the Lord's mercy that He appears in such a way that you can access Him. But by doing this, by regularly doing deity worship, chanting Hare Krishna, following the principles of Bhakti Yoga, you will actually see the Lord. You will actually soul to soul see the Lord. That is the experience Brahma is going through. So, Shrutekshita Pataha means the way to see the Lord is first to hear about Him. First to hear about Him. You can see the Lord by the process of hearing. Pata means the way, the path is to hear and then come to the point of seeing the Lord. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he came once without his glasses for darshan. He has got thick glasses. So, Guru Maharaj, your specs is not there, you will not be able to see the deity. The disciple ran to the top and brought the glasses. But Guru Maharaj already seeing the deity. Offering obeisances, praying, everything. In between, he, excuse me, take glasses. So, it disturbed him and gave glasses. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said, you think I am seeing the deity through the glasses? Since seeing the deity through the glasses. He explained at that time, I want to be seen by the Lord. I didn't come to see the Lord because I cannot see Him. He explained a beautiful thing. And I think there's a whole session on him saying, to be seen by the Lord and not to try to see the Lord. Very beautiful explanation he gave. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. It's a whole article written also. I have come here to be seen by the Lord. I am here, my Lord. I am your insignificant servant. I am not fit for anything. I have come to present myself in front of you. I may not be able to see you. How can I see you with these material eyes? But I am present here. In this way, he said, I have come here to present myself in front of the Lord, to be seen by the Lord. I am not trying to see the Lord because I cannot. Because I cannot. He was teaching them the correct understanding. Same thing happened to me in Vrindavan. In those days, I went for parikrama. Several times, the local people told me, hey, chashma nikalo. Take out your specs. He told. I thought, what? Chashma nikalo? I am from, city. You guys are village guys. First, I was really thinking, why chashma nikalo? How can I see without chashma? Another fellow, chashma nikalo, band rahega. He told. I didn't still understand. What? Band rahega? Oh, monkeys will take this. Monkeys? How can they come and take my spectacles? These people are all village people. I went again. Another man again told me, chashma nikalo yaar. He told like that to me. In local Hindi, he told, chashma nikalo. He told. I just took it out a little bit and then I could not see anything properly. I thought that I want to see Vrindavan. I will put that specs. Then I put a band like this on my head and all. That's enough. After walking for some time, I forgot about specs, bandar, everything. But the bandar took my specs. Suddenly from nowhere, a monkey came and snatched my specs so expertly. Because I tied it up like that. It watched everything and knows the cat took out my specs. My spec is gone, my spec. And all that. I started crying. And then the devotees with me and said, you know, the thing went on top and stood there and eating my specs. The monkey. There the monkey taking my specs and all that said. Then all these fellows said, Chashma kyun pehna? The local people asked, why did you wear the spectacles? Told you no, not to wear the spectacles. I said, I did not know this will happen like this and all that. He said, buy the biscuit and give. 5 rupees I gave, bought biscuit. And he took out the biscuit. He was trying to throw it. They know how to get it. Then it was not coming. This fellow was trying to throw it and all that. Then I went to the Swamiji there in that mutt. That Swamiji was paralyzed below the waist. He came crawling like that to open the window for me. He opened the door for me and I said to Chashma nikal ke wo upar band rahe. Dam ko chashma ke vaste se dekhenge? You came to see the dam with the specs, huh? He told. First thing he told me is, you came to the holy dam with the specs, to see the holy dam with the specs. You will not be able to see with the specs. That is why your specs has been taken off. He told me this. First lesson they told me, don't remove your specs. The other is giving you philosophical understanding. You cannot see the dam with the specs. Jao parikrama without specs, he told me. I told him, no, I want my spectacles. So it's not required for Holy Dham. I said, I know, but I need after the parikrama, I need the spectacles. Then he told all his disciples, no? Tell him, take it and give. He told. After he told, they told, get banana, they said. Biscuit does not work with it. They get too many biscuits. You get the banana. Very expertly they got the specs down. By the time it was chewed up and twisted like this and thrown. And they gave Niga, ye kya karega? Specs, it was twisted like this. I sat down there and I had a great lesson. I was thinking, even if now the monkey takes also, I don't mind. So I was very free. And the monkey did not want to take it because it's already screwed up, the specs. And it was not on by this. It's a very amazing realization I had, sitting there with my specs. I still preserve that specs. I got the specs. So that day I learned that none of these material facility, appurtenances, all these things that you have will actually help you in Krishna consciousness. All these are only aids. And even if they are not there, it does not matter actually. It does not matter. Bhakti for the Lord is something that innately possible for the soul. It is innately possible for the soul. And it is mentioned here very clearly, for bhakti to awaken, you must hear very carefully. Shrutekshita pataha. Hearing is most important. That's why out of all the senses you have, the ear is the most important. Out of all the senses you have, which is most uncontrollable, it is the tongue. But it is the ear that is most important for progress in spiritual life. Hearing carefully. And it's not simply something, I heard, I took down notes and all that. There is listening, there is hearing. You must listen, not only hear. Hearing, you are hearing many sound. This fan also is making sound now. You are hearing. I was hearing the sweeping noise, is very disturbing. I said, put it off. I cannot focus. It's disturbing me. We are hearing many sounds. The bus is moving there. But now you are not hearing all of them when you listen to the Bhagavatam class. Actually, you should become aware that the bus is going. Although you are hearing, you are not listening to the bus. You are listening to what I am saying in the class. That means you are listening. That means you are listening. You are focused. There are so many sounds which you hear, but you listen to only one of them. And your ear is picking up all the sounds. You are hearing everything, but you are listening to only one. Isn't it? Now you become aware, you will see all other sounds you become aware of. So, listening, the transcendental vibration. When the Bhagavatam is chanted, that's why we chant the Bhagavatam shloka. It is spoken by a very great, wonderful devotee, Shukadeva Goswami, Narada Muni. Right? All of them great personalities are speaking. And many verses from here are quoted, spoken by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita. In many other scripture also it is quoted. This is transcendental vibration. It's called Brahman. Shabda Brahman. It's transcendental vibration. When we hear and when we listen, that vibration, Yat Karnanadim Chindanti Geharatim Chindanti. This sound goes Karnanadi through the ears, to the heart. Chindanti, it cuts all unnecessary rubbish, like Prabhupada has mentioned here. Material desires, everything it cuts. So hearing is very important. A devotee must learn how to hear. You must learn how to hear without falling asleep. Without falling, everybody is smiling. Immediately. Because that's what is happening. You hear very nicely and sleep. You will hear and sleep. Sleep specifically attacks you when you want to hear Shabda Brahman. When you are tuning into Shabda Brahman, sleep will attack you. It is mentioned, Laya is sleep, is one of the enemies of your spiritual progress. Especially in Bhagavatam class will attract you. Actually, immediately after Bhagavatam class, you are very much awake and they're talking so many things to so many people. But in the Bhagavatam class, you will sleep. You are not allowed to listen. Correct, eh? This will happen to you. That is why you have to be spiritually awake. You have to be consciously hearing. The moment you become unconscious of hearing, you will fall asleep. When you stop listening, you will fall asleep. You will see. Even though bus noise, everything is there, you will sleep. You will hear all that and you will sleep. But if you are listening, you will not sleep. Same thing with chanting the holy name. You know when you actually sleep? When you have stopped concentrating. When you stop focusing on the sound vibration, you will definitely go to sleep. Or your mind will take you here and there. All this is an attack on you, on your spiritual life, by the material nature, by Maya, by Kali and everything. I mean, if you're really interested, you should be carefully watching. You should be vigilant. Hearing means hearing vigilantly. Hearing vigilantly. I've come all the way here. I've spent money, got an auto rickshaw. I walked all the way from the bus and not to come here and sleep. I came here to hear. I should not be cheated. I came spending my time, everything came here to sleep? No. I didn't come for that. So therefore, focus. This is the meaning of meditation. Shutekshita patah. For Shutekshita patah, you must work. It's not that automatically it will happen. Automatically you will sleep. That will happen. Automatically what will happen is you will sleep. Because you are a conditioned soul. Automatically you will get attracted to sense gratification. Automatically you will get attracted to all material things. You don't need to work for that. You need to work for becoming attracted to hearing. That is the path. That's why hearing is very, very important. Very important. Your ears are the most important senses. You know, sometime back I gave class to Deaf and Dumb Society. The devotee called me from Bombay. He came to Cochin. I was supposed to go there and all deaf and dumb people, and he shows by sign language. He has developed a whole sign language for Krishna consciousness. Very amazing devotees. He's so widely preaching. He's traveling and preaching everywhere. He calls me from everywhere and sent, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, I am in so-and-so place. Happy Janmashtami. He keeps sending me messages on WhatsApp. He can see. He cannot hear. He cannot talk. Right? So he has trained himself to do this. But he is preaching so much to so many deaf and dumb people. When I gave the session there, I was very deeply moved to see him explaining what I am telling. I was trying to keep it very simple. But he was explaining and everybody is shaking their hand and understanding, shaking their head and understanding. All of them. Then I thought, how do I know whether they understood? Because in between me and them, there's another person explaining with a language that I don't know and only they know. Now, whether he has understood what I am telling, I'm sorry, he is able to hear. He cannot speak. He can hear, but he cannot speak. So, I don't know how he is explaining. He is explaining full, and he has got books. This means this, this means this. All these symbols, different types of mudras and all that. You know, Krishna, devotional service, Bhakti Yoga, you know, Varaha, Narsimha, for everything they got symbols. Everything he has developed a whole dictionary. Lot of hard work. And he's using that and they all have gone through it and they know what he's telling. how difficult it is. They don't have ears. They don't have ears. But they are all chanting Hare Krishna. They can't mouth it. Chanting in their mind. Chanting, they know fully what is the meaning of chanting, what's the meaning of Bhagavatam, who is Krishna, what is the pastime explaining here. It's gone inside them. Even without ears. They are all devotees. I was very, very moved. நம்ம என்னடா பண்றோம் காது மூக்கு கண்ணெல்லாம் கரெக்டா வச்சுக்கிட்டு we are not able to use all these things properly and be so focused like they are. When you don't have ears, when you don't have mouth, you'll be more focused. You know that? So don't take it lightly. You got ears in the right place. You got your eyes in the right place and the nose in the right place. You are not like the Yamadutas, everything in the wrong places. You are looking decent and nice. It's a good karma. Use all your senses, especially the ear, in constantly hearing the holy name, in hearing about Krishna, and don't hear any other nonsense. It's up to you how you make this choice. That is called Shrutekshita Pataha. It requires labor, it requires work from your side, it requires focus, it requires decision, it requires control. Right? This is very important to know. Don't take it very casually. Don't do second-hand hearing. I call it second-hand hearing. Sometimes you have to do, but some people make it a habit. Some people, when do you chant Hare Krishna? While going to the office in the bus. That's very difficult to chant at that time, no? But that is the only time I can chant. Okay, because you don't have time. Later I asked, now that you don't do your job, when you chant, I chant in the bus only. Why? Why don't you chant? Give some time for chanting. No, there is no time. But you're not working now. No, you have chosen not to give time. Appadi porum. When do you hear Bhagavatam class? While I'm cooking. While I'm cooking, I hear Bhagavatam class. Why can't you hear otherwise? I'm very busy. But actually, you have relegated it to second-hand hearing. It requires only that much. I want to hear other things. I want to hear my child talk. I want to hear my husband tell me this. I want to hear my wife telling this. I want to talk to my... For everything else, you focus and hear. For the holy name, for Bhagavatam, second-hand hearing. Avvala poram adukku. Yes or no? Not very important. If you give only that much value, you will get only that much result. Krishna is in your heart. He knows what you are actually thinking about these things. How much value you give. Avvala porunga. That's enough. That time, that value is enough. Why? My mother said like that to me. ரொம்ப எல்லாம் பண்ணிடாத கிருஷ்ண கான்சியஸ் மெதுவா கொஞ்சமா பண்ண போறோம். Little bit. Papa, go on Sunday and come off. Don't spend too much time now. Chant one round enough. Don't chant too much and all. That too in the morning you chant when you are going in the bus. Okay? Amma sonna mariye we do. She decides about your spiritual life and how you must do, and you will do like that. In this way, value systems, very different. And we have to face this and our values accordingly, appropriately assume. But if you hear with focus, then it's saying, Krit Saroja, the Lord will come and sit in the lotus in your heart. You have to pay the price for it. It's not that I want the Lord, I want Bhakti and all that, but I'm not willing to pay the price for it. Don't think it does not cost. Adhan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, no, it is free for everybody. Free. Harinam is free. It's all over the place. Very common. It's nothing very secret. It's free. If you think like that in a very cheap way, and then you also deal with it like that, you will get cheap result only. Harinam may be available everywhere, but who is chanting purely, to them it becomes available. It's not that Harinam is available everywhere to anybody who can chant, but who is chanting and hearing, to him it becomes available. Not available to everybody. Bhagavad Gita has always been available. But who presented it in a manner that you can actually get it? Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He changed the way people look at Bhagavad Gita. He changed the understanding of Krishna. He changed the understanding of yourself, because that is what is the real Bhagavad Gita. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. He established a real religion. Why? Because he knows. He knows it. So it is not that because Harinam is available everywhere and is very common, everybody can take it and everybody will take it. Not necessary. Depends on the chanter, how he is chanting. Depends on the person who is reading, how he is reading. Depends on the person who is listening, how he is hearing. According to that. Okay. So we can go on talking about different types of hearing that is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. You can hear like a heron, you can hear like a crow, you can hear like a stork. There are different types of hearing. There are many classifications. There is a big amount of information given about how to hear that we can do separately. The next point after Prabhupada speaks about sitting in the lotus of the heart, and then that is achieved by hearing properly. He goes on to say, the form of the Lord is the most important tattva. It is where everything rests. Brahma is seeing the form of the Lord as Garbho Udakashayi Vishnu, as described in the Vedic literature. And that is the form of the Lord he deals with for creation. His prayers are all meant for him to be able to perform the role of a Prajapati, the role of a creator, secondary creator. And for that sake, he has gone through penance, he has meditated, he has seen the Supreme Lord, and it has been granted to him. And Prabhupada is saying here, each one is attracted to one form of the Lord. According to his nature, according to his original constitutional position. It's called Swarupa. Who are you in the spiritual world? How do you serve Krishna in the spiritual world is already fixed. You have fallen from there. When you go back, you will go back to that place. That original form of the Lord to which you are attached in that particular type of service is called your Swarupa. That is your eternal service. That is your eternal service. These are all very exotic topics. These are all very exotic topics. This is what you will achieve finally in your perfection in the spiritual world. Right? So by hearing properly, you will awaken your original understanding and your original affection for that particular form of the Lord which you are attached to. And that form of the Lord will sit in your heart. Mentioned here by Prabhupada, we just read it. This is all technical information. This is science. It works like that. According to your original constitutional position only, you will desire also. Naturally, you will desire like that. And as your bhakti grows, all these things will fall in place. And you become mature, you will actually occupy that position. In that position, you are susukam, kartum avyayam. You are very peacefully, yayatma suprasiddhati, prasiddha, suprasiddha. That Atma becomes very happy, properly situated in that position. It fits correctly inside, in your Swarupa. Snug fit. That's where you are correctly positioned, your original position. It's called constitutional position, Swarupa. It's called Swarupa Siddhi. achieving perfection in your Swarupa. That is mentioned here. By hearing properly, it will lead to that. You feel complete, you feel happy, you feel fulfilled, and you feel perfectly all right. Perfection means that. That is also mentioned here. And then Prabhupada is also making a comment. The Lord is not visible to non-devotees. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogomaya samavritah mudhoyam nabijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. Maya javanika channam ajnadokshajam avyayam na lakshayase mudadrisha nato natyadharo yata. Kunti Devi is also saying that. Maya javanika channam, the curtain of Maya prevents these people from being able to access you. They cannot see. They cannot see. So, when a pure devotee of the Lord sees, he actually sees. He is able to actually see. So, you know that famous conversation of Prabhupada, that person is telling Prabhupada, I cannot see God. Where is God? He cannot see. Prabhupada is saying, please move. I can see God. He is standing in between the thing. He said, move. I am able to see. Prabhupada said, I am able to see. He is taken darshan and he is coming and telling, I cannot see God. Prabhupada told him, please move. I can see. Very clearly he told in one sentence, I can see. That's it. Period. Full stop. Pratima nahi tumi sakshat prajendra nandana. That stage is achieved when your sadhana is perfected and you are seeing, you are not a statue. You are actually standing there for me. Sakshat prajendra nandana. That is the perfection in deity worship. That you have perfected your deity worship, that you can see the Lord in the heart, and that same Lord you can see in your altar. Same Lord you can see in your altar. The deity worship is so, if you do it very carefully without aparadh, it will very quickly assist you in understanding the form of the Lord. There is a very important tattva, rupa, guna, rupa, nama, all this of the Supreme Absolute Truth. They all are eternal, absolute. That's why nama tattva, the holy name of the Lord, is an absolute truth. The tattva, the philosophy, the understanding of that. So, the deity worship also, if you do properly, you are actually serving the form of the Lord. So we must be very careful about people giving all sorts of scientific explanation for the deity. Now, all over everywhere they say, anga energy inga, and the deity la irundhu energy varumbadi. All over the temple there will be energy. Anga ukkandale you will feel it. Waves come. These are the frequencies. Idella unnecessary. Why are you trying to explain the deity form of the Lord in terms of Western science? So that people will believe. In fact, they will become more confused with your explanation. Because not only you don't know science properly, they'll find out fault with that first. Then they will say, therefore your understanding also is wrong. Why do you do this? I don't know why people go around giving out of the world explanations for the temple. It is still standing there. You can see anga okkandale and the meditation pannale, you will feel that vibration. There's nothing. Dogs are going inside. There's no deity. It's a ruin. And they're passing stool all over. What is the vibration you are feeling there? Nonsense. Simply talking something. And then saying that this deity, if you go and worship, that is what is happening. Why do you think people worship deity? They go there and gather the energy, it seems. You might as well buy that energy generator somewhere and keep it in your house. Generator, and you can take that. Don't stick all sorts of nonsense, and these are very big people. They're trying to give a scientific explanation. It's given here. This is the scientific explanation. Pratima nahi tumi Sakshat Brajendra Nandana. First you must understand, you cannot give any material explanation for all these things. First you must understand it's transcendental, absolute, beyond anything material. So when we worship the deity, when we see the deity, if you think materially, you don't reach. You don't reach. என்ன இது ஏதோ பிளாஸ்டிக்கில் போட்டிருக்காங்க, என்ன இது இங்கே வந்து ஒரு சின்ன ஸ்க்ராட்ச் இருக்குது, அது என்னது, இது மரத்தை பண்ணியிருக்காங்களா, என்ன பெயிண்ட் அடிச்சிருக்காங்க, ஆல் கான் ராங். திஸ் இஸ் நாட் த வே டு கோ டு த டிடி அண்ட் சி. Go to the deity and see all the material aspects only you are saving. Bhagavan is standing there, you never think about it. What did you come for? Darshan. So it's called Maryada Vratikrama. So Prabhupada said, don't go too close to the deity. When you go too close to the deity, too close to a Vaishnava, too close to Guru, you'll start seeing materially. It's the nature of the mind, to mundanize everything. So don't go close. Don't see it closely. That is not what you are supposed to see when you take darshan. When you relate to the Lord, my Lord, you have come here to give me mercy. You are standing here for me. I want to offer my obeisances to you. So Prabhupada gave very nice explanation there, like post box where you drop your letter. Deities are Supreme Absolute Truth, embassy here for you to, whatever you apply here, whatever you do here, it will be carried to the Supreme Lord. He gave an example. So you don't have to go to the spiritual world because you cannot go anywhere. You don't have that capacity. So the Lord has come here, established an embassy and said, Inge podunga. It will be carried to the main branch, main center. From this branch, it will go to the center. So you can offer your prayers here, you can offer your service here, you can offer in the hundi money, you can offer garlands to the Lord, you can offer flowers to the Lord, you can offer fruits, you can offer that, you can offer your prayers. This is my little seva for you. The Lord is hearing you. Definitely, 100% is hearing you. That is why He is standing. He wants to relate with you. And by that relation, gradually, you will come to understand, Pratima nahi tumi, Sakshat Vrajendra Nandana. You are not a statue. You are standing here, actually present. And that you have so many stories. You go to every temple, they'll tell you. Whether you go to Guruvayur or Udupi, to Srirangam, to Jagannath Puri, how the deity relates with the devotee, because he doesn't see like a statue. He relates and the deity relates. So, this is a science. It's not some material energy coming out and waves coming out and all. It's utter nonsense. There's no need to talk like this. First of all, you learn Bhagavad Gita properly, Bhagavatam properly, under a proper guru, and then you will get the real energy and vibration inside you. Everybody explains. Anybody wants to explain. You don't know anything about this, but you want to explain. Use your science and explain. That's not the way it functions. There is a separate transcendental science, how it works. Learn that. See, one shloka from the Bhagavatam, how many things we can learn. One shloka, what all Brahma is saying. He is saying this out of complete realization. Okay? So carefully we must hear. And then after hearing, you must deliberate on it. What is that I heard today? So sometimes they take down notes, they go back and say, I heard this. Let me listen to the lecture again. Why it was said like this. You will see, you will get more and more understanding if you start deliberating. And then you may not understand certain things. But then as you chant Hare Krishna and render service, the understanding will come to you. From nowhere it will come to you. Because it is happening. The science is taking shape. Krishna is giving you the understanding because you are performing devotional service, chanting Hare Krishna, reading the Bhagavad Gita, reading the Bhagavat, worshipping the deity, and doing the process. The fruit of it, the result of it, Krishna will give you the understanding. He says that I am giving you the understanding by which you can come to me. Which shloka is that in Bhagavad Gita? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. I will give you the understanding by which you can come to me if you do this. Tesham satati yuktanam vachatam priti purvakam. If you regularly perform devotional service, priti purvakam, in a personal way, with love, if you do, I will give you the intelligence. So this is a science. And the Lord will sit in your heart. There is no doubt about it. So we must work towards that. We must not be busy giving scientific explanations for the deity and the magnetic waves coming from that or something. These are all utter nonsense. We must simply follow this science. Chant Hare Krishna and follow this process. It will happen to you. Om Tat Sat. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nittai Guru Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah. Pardon? Where does he say that? Here it is mentioned. Did he use the word regulative hearing? Okay, so what's your question? I didn't see here regulated hearing. Bona fide hearing. By the process of bona fide hearing, this indicates efficiency achieved the execution of mature devotional service. On the faith one associates bona fide devotees. Execution of primary devotional service. Shrutekshita. To hear from bona fide devotees who are conversant with Vedic wisdom, free from mundane sentiment. By this bona fide hearing process, the neophyte devotee becomes cleansed of all material rubbish. I don't know whether it's written regulated hearing. Mostly it's bona fide hearing. Where did you get that from? Regulative hearing or regulated hearing? Yes. Anyway, I have explained what bona fide hearing is. Hearing from the person coming in the parampara properly and listening to it carefully. The physical aspects of it I explained. The paramparic aspect of it is you hear from a bona fide person. A person who is coming in the parampara, evam parampara praptam. Then it is called bona fide hearing. Not from any willy-nilly anybody on the roadside. They don't know. They should be coming in the proper school, in the sampradaya, and they should be speaking. And we hear from them only, not from speculators. So that's called bona fide hearing. Hear from the right source. So that's what is the important point. Regulative hearing doesn't mean that you should every day hear only for some time at the right time, between 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning. Rest of the time you don't have to hear. It's regulated. No. Hearing you can continuously hear. It says that you must Kirtaniya Sada Hari, constantly glorify and constantly hear as much as possible. Okay? The regulation is you must not hear rubbish. You must not hear from those people who are not coming properly in the paramparic line. Avaishnava mukodghirnam putam harikatamritam shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpo chishta yatapaya. Just like milk touched by a serpent's tongue is poisonous, hearing Vedic wisdom from a person who is a non-believer, who has no faith, will similarly affect you. Although it may be the Vedic wisdom coming. But it is coming out of the mouth of a person who is not a believer, who has no faith. So that will not have effect on you. That's the meaning of regulated hearing. Don't hear from such people. They may be very good speakers. Some are very good speaker. You can hear them for enjoying their speaking, for entertainment. But if you want to know Shabda Brahman, it has to come from a pure devotee, coming in the line, in the parampara, and speaking as it is. Then it has effect. That could be another meaning of regulated hearing. Yeah. Any other question or comment? Yes. Go ahead. Yes, that is why the Lord has come in a form that your eyes can see. Yes, very good. That's what He has come for. That you can do. That is sadhana. That level of seeing is in the sadhana stage. It is bona fide, it is good. But slowly by serving the Lord like that and seeing and believing, you will actually see Krishna. Of course. Of course. A pure devotee is a personalist. So naturally he will speak about relationship and love with the Lord. And he sees out of love. And so he can lead you on the right track. But others give all sorts of explanations. You'll be very surprised to know that most people don't understand this. Archa Vigraha deity philosophy. Because most of Hinduism is Mayavad. They all speak Mayavad Tattva only. So they will tell that this is all just a vehicle. Any deity you can choose. That doesn't matter. Ultimately you will reach Brahman and merge into Brahman. So it doesn't matter if it is Ayyappa, this or that and all. It's all just they give very less importance. Or in fact they are offensive. But Vaishnavas worship the deity in a very different way. They actually relate with the deity. Deity talks to the devotee. These people don't understand. They hear the story also and then they think that also is Brahman speaking through the deity. They'll say another explanation for that. So that's why very dangerous to associate with such people. Mayavadi bhashya sunile hoi sarvanash. If you listen to their explanation, everything will be spoiled. So we have a personalistic idea of deity worship. It's not an idea, it's a reality. And we follow that and it happens like that. There is experience like that. Even very simple devotees worshipping in their house have experience with the deities. They come in their dream. So all small things happens to them. Because Krishna is reciprocating with them. Because they are very sincere. And they are very smoothly, nicely doing it in their own way, small way. But they are very sincere and very pure. So Krishna is reciprocating. I hear many times I go to different places here and there to the houses and all that. And the lady will come and say, I want to talk to you. And come and say that the deity came in my dream and said this. Should I take it like this? Should I take it like that? Actually, the lady is having a reciprocation with the deity. Krishna is appearing. She is chanting every day 16 rounds. She is offering to the Lord, always praying to the Lord. She is absorbed. And the deity is appearing in a dream. It's actually happening to her. It's actually happening. Many places you see this. Sincerely, if you worship, the Lord reciprocates. It's not that you have to come to a massive temple like this only. Wherever you do it sincerely, the Lord reciprocates. It could be in the main temple here also. It's how you do it. What is your bhava? What is your mood? Don't think the Lord is simply some statue. What you think, how you behave in front of the deity, you'll all reflect it. You're conscious about the deity. He's standing here, the Supreme Lord, the absolute truth. He's here. That consciousness, when you enter and then you pay obeisances, then you slowly, if you become familiar, then it happens. Maryadavati Krama. Right? So if you keep up your consciousness properly, chant nicely, keep your distance respectfully, nicely, it will happen. So keep a distance. You see how we have designed in our new temple, there is a big platform in the front. We've taken care of it. We can't go too close. The platform is in the front. Yedika platform vachanga. No, from that distance you watch. Beautiful darshan you'll get. Right? Same way, keep your distance from devotees, especially those who are very senior to you, to the guru, to the senior sannyasi, to the senior devotees, to everybody. Respectful distance, and that will be advantageous for you. It is advantageous for your spiritual life. Sometimes people want to know too much then you talk, oh, avladana, you're an ordinary person. Your mind will immediately tell you because you're looking at all the material side of it. You're not able to see the other aspect of it. If you dwell on the material side only, the mind is very dirty, very nasty. Don't depend on any analysis through the mind. Right? So, keep a distance and be respectfully distant and take it advantageously for your spiritual life. You offer your obeisances, be respectful and look after your spiritual life. You'll see people become more and more familiar and they become, casual, and then they start disrespecting. And it happens in a society. Especially when you're managing an organization, it happens even more in management and everything. Then you will talk to each other in a different way. Then slowly it will deteriorate. So you have to be very careful about maintaining your proper perspective. Tadyanam samarchanam. They are all worshipable. Anything connected with the Supreme Lord is connected, including His devotees. So it is up to you to adjust. I don't want to mess it. I am not going to go near. This distance is enough. I will do my seva from this distance. Right? That does not mean also that you have to be very impersonally distant. There's also a personal relationship involved. But don't take advantage of the personal relationship and make it materialistic. That's up to you how to strike that balance. Got it? Om Tat Sat Jai Shri Prabhu. Okay. Yeah. Are your old age parents chanting Hare Krishna, their devotees and all that? Ask question I'm asking. Rasa Sindhu Prabhu, are your old age parents devotees chanting Hare Krishna and they have this thing? Then you must definitely not bother about this question at all. Because it is Vaishnava Seva. Right? If you're looking at your parents who are already devotees, I'm serving my parents. No, you're serving devotees. You should not think parents. It is more doubly important. Their parents plus you're giving Vaishnava Seva. So you must do it. It's your duty. Number one, materially. Other thing is, it's giving you great advantage. Now if they are not devotees and they don't know this, they don't know that also, out of duty you must do. Now is a good chance to preach to them. Now is a good chance to say, since I am serving you, you please chant Hare Krishna. Here is Prabhupada's chanting next to your ears. Listen. Eat only prasadam, I will feed you. Now you have a chance to actually induce them to Krishna consciousness. And they have no other choice. Yeah. Then also it is good. Even if they are not devotees also, with great affection and love, put prasadam in the mouth. Appa, நீ இல்லாம எனக்கு எப்படி வாயத்துறா put inside prasadam. இது என்னடா இது பிரசாதம் பா. Tell. No, they cannot say anything. வாயை திறந்து Hare Krishna சொல்லுபா. He'll tell. Krishna has put him in that situation. Take it advantage. Do it. It's devotional service. A devotee can turn everything into devotional service. That's all. Okay? Rasa Sindhu, all the best. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki.